And
Yep.
I'm calling to order the hearing upon the application of Christopher Shannon and Kelly Larson through their attorney, Marion McEttrick, at 145, excuse me, Audubon Road, dated February 11th, 2026, seeking a special permit to build a second floor dormer and attic additions to the existing structure. The property is located in a Residence C zoning district. Whereas the proposed project would exceed the allowable two-thirds of the existing second floor by 118 square feet, the permit request was denied pursuant to Article 9, Section 275.9.1, height restrictions of the Milton zoning bylaw. Um, my name is Virginia Donahue King, and I'm the member of the Board of Appeals and the hearing officer, zoning hearing officer for tonight. Um, In the file, we have the denial letter for the building permit from our building inspector, and we have the application fee. Yeah, right. I'm looking at it. Application for the Board of Appeals. We have a letter from Attorney McEttrick that outlines some of the reasons that the family would like some more room in their house and why we should grant that. Um, we have a number of, we have a plot plan showing the locus on the corner of Catherine Road and Audubon Road, as well as another locus map of the area. And we have we have some things from the Registry of Deeds showing that the applicants are in fact the owners of this property. We have a plan of the subdivision back when Audubon Road was called Dyer Road, interestingly enough. And we also have letters of um, hmm, um, support for the applicants from their neighbors at 140, 144, and 150 Audubon Road, as well as 6 and 11 Catherine Road, and one from 37 Mar Avenue. So I'm going to turn it over to Attorney McKettrick and hear why the applicants would like to have something on their house that would perhaps make it into a 3-story house instead of a 2.5-story house. Attorney McKettrick?
Thank you. Thank you very much. This is Marion McEttrick, and I am representing the applicants Christopher Shannon and Kelly Larson, who live at 145 Audubon Road. So as you've just heard in this introduction, the applicants would like to expand their third floor to an area of 597 square feet, which is more than two-thirds of the floor area of the second floor. The second floor is 716 square feet. The renovated attic will have 2 dormers, and will have a greater bulk, I guess, than it does now. So this home was constructed in 1918. That was well before the adoption of the current zoning bylaw. The lot is non-conforming, 5,187 square feet. The house has a non-conforming right side setback of 7.95 feet. And in 2018, the Board of Appeals granted a variance to allow a deck to be added at the left side setback of 13.38 feet, which is less than the required 20 feet because this house is on a corner lot. This particular addition doesn't affect that corner lot clearance issue, but it was significant for the other variance. The building commissioner has determined the expanded attic will intensify these pre-existing nonconformities. And so the applicants have to get a determination from the Board of Appeals that the change will not be substantially more detrimental to nearby properties than the existing condition. Since purchasing their home in 2008, this family's 2 children have grown older. They're now 8 and 11 years old, and the family's needs have changed. They require more space, more bedroom space, more bathroom capacity, and they'd also like more family living space and space for guests. So the architect's design, our applicant's architect, has created this design with consistent design features with the existing home. So yeah, if you look at the design, you can see that the windows match the windows in the rest of the house. And that, in general, it just widens the third floor, but not by an extraordinarily large amount. What is also important is that the applicants have consulted with all of their neighbors, and these are all the immediate neighbors, and they have each provided a letter of support. So in this file, you have letters of support from 6 and 11 Catherine Road, 37 Mar Avenue, and 150, 140, and 144 Audubon Road. So all of the properties surrounding this one, they all support this application. So, in conclusion, I would just say this is an attractively designed renovation. It will improve the property and provide for the needs of this family, but it should not detract from the value of neighboring homes. I believe the applicants are here, and I apologize for having to do this on the phone. But if you would like to let them speak, and if they want to add any more detail about the nature of the addition, the third floor addition, or their needs, I would suggest that this would be, I am done with my remarks, and I'd be happy to have them do that.
Well, if they would like to add anything, I'm not sure what they could add, but they might have something lovely to add.
Not much to add. And Marion did a great job of kind of describing what we're looking to do. It's really just additional space for the family and being able to host guests and the in-laws when visiting.
Okay. I had one question. It appears to me that this calculation was made for the third floor was made only counting the area, the square footage of this current second floor, but not with the addition with the second floor addition. Is that correct?
Is the footprint of the second floor changing in this construction plan? Either Christopher or Kelly?
It is, yeah.
And that's becoming larger.
Correct.
Which is fine.
And
Yeah.
yes, the square footage is based on the original, not the second floor with the addition.
Yes, it is.
So it appears. Do you know what the square footage? Go ahead. It might not even exceed 2/3 if that's the case.
It might not. It might not exactly. It occurs to me that you could expand. One could expand. I'm not recommending this, but one could expand the second floor to have that basis as a starting point rather than the basis of what you currently have for a second floor, and that would render the third floor to be a half story, according to the bylaw, or if not, absolutely less than 2/3 of the 2/3 of the second floor area. It would be certainly minimally above that. And so, with that in mind, it appears to me that this is really a de minimis ask here. So
very good. Yeah.
yeah. So, is there anything else that anyone would like to add, or shall I rule on this right now?
Well, it sounds like you certainly would be addressing both what the building commissioner seemed to feel was required,
right,
but also the fact that without the new area in the second floor, there may not actually be excessive area now in the third floor. I would add, this is a special permit request for intensification of existing nonconformities. So while the building commissioner doesn't mention it, when you expand the area of the second floor footprint, you may be, moving back along an already nonconforming lot line on the right. One side of this house is at a nonconforming setback. And for that reason, I believe you need a special permit anyway.
Right.
And so the third floor issue may or may not be more than 2/3, but I think you need a special permit. And so I guess I would say I would appreciate it if you would consider ruling that you would allow a special permit, and whatever your reasons are, you'll explain.
Yes. Okay. Keeping that all in mind, I see that this is this is a situation that does need a special permit. It has great support from your neighbors, which is always a good thing to involve the neighbors in it. if it does intensify the nonconformity of that left-hand side of the house, and that it does need a special permit, and this would be a perfect, situation to give that special permit. It's not taking up any more of the floor footprint of the current house, but it does add height to it, and that is something that has been supported by your neighbors, and the need certainly seems to be there. And then, depending upon what that calculation is for the third floor, I'm going to say that regardless of what that calculation is, it is something that is going to be de minimis with the second floor being enlarged anyway, and so that I would also rule as being something that is worthy of a special permit. So for both of those reasons, I'm awarding the special permit to you. So congratulations and happy building.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I'd also say that I am willing to do a draft decision for you to rewrite as you see fit if you want me to do that.
That would be great. Thank you, Marianne.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank
Apologies.
you.
I'll figure out what's wrong with my Zoom and
Oh, we
apologies for not
can't count on technology all the time, and so we have to forgive each other.
Oh, well, thank you very much. It was great to see talk to everybody
Take care.
this afternoon. Thank
No one
you.
raised their hands for public comment during this hearing.
Oops, I forgot to ask that. Who are the hands from?
There are no hands up.
There are no hands. Oh, okay.
Just getting it on the record. Okay.
Yes, okay, that's right. And I didn't ask that question because I didn't see anybody on my little participants list. So thank you for keeping me honest there.
Thank you.
This concludes the hearing on 145 Audubon Road. Congratulations.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Yeah.
And next we'll be promoting Ned Cochran and Megan O'Hara.
Okay, let me just dispose of this file temporarily. Okay, I'm going to call to order the 4:15 meeting hearing upon the application of Megan O'Hara through attorney Edward Cochran at 124 Wood Street, dated February 11th, 2026, seeking a special permit to build an 11.5 foot by 12.2 foot deck at the rear of the existing structure. The property is based in a Residence C zoning district, whereas the proposed project would have a rear setback of 11.4 feet. The permit requested was denied pursuant to Article 10, Section 275-10.4 of the Milton zoning bylaw. In the file for this application, we have the denial letter from our building inspector for. Do you have that? Yes, we do. There it is. Okay, we have the application for this deck. What is that? We have an addendum to the application that appears to be put together by Attorney Corcoran. We have some photographs of what the deck looks like because there was some question if that needed to have a building permit for it or not. So that shows what the deck looks like and the size of it and so forth. We have a plot plan with the deck as well as the home. And that is all we have. So I will turn this over to Attorney Cochran and tell me about this application.
Great. Thank you, Jenny. Ned Corcoran for the record on behalf of Megan O'Hara and Brendan Donovan, her husband, who are the owners of the property at 124 Wood Street. In Milton, as indicated, it is a small pre-existing non-conforming lot. We were before you actually 2 years ago for relief from the side and front yard setbacks for an addition that was um, uh, added to the dwelling on the left-hand side and for a canopy over the front door. The addition increased the nonconformities of each of both the front yard setback and the left side setback. And you, Ms. King, granted the relief that was requested in that case. When they got to building the addition, they built the deck off the rear of the premises, not realizing that they needed separate setback relief for the deck itself. The deck encroaches within the rear yard setback, comes to only 11 feet and change. And so I think during the inspection process, the building department discovered that the deck had been built without the relief that was required and issued a denial letter, which created the opportunity to come back before you with the request for relief in this case. You should have received seven
Oh,
letters of support.
yes, I neglected to say that. I have, hmm, here it is. I have also in the file, I have letters of support from neighbors at 118, 128, and 127 Wood Street, as well as 18, 21, and 27 Melbourne Road, and 110 Alvin Avenue. So those, we can see
Great.
where
And
those
I'm
houses are now.
sharing, can you see my screen?
Yes.
So this is the from the town's website, the GIS website, showing the location. This is 124. This is the property in question. The letters you've received are importantly, from 21, which is immediately to the rear, approximate to the deck, 27, 128, and 118 Wood Street, 18 Melbourne Road, which is across the street from 21 Melbourne, 127, which is across the street on Wood Street, and then property on Alvin Avenue across the street here as well. But really, the significant letters of support are obviously the 1 and 2 that are directly to the rear, and the 2 on the sides that are most directly affected by what's here. And I can quickly, let's just see. Change to this photograph. Do you see the photograph?
Not yet. I do have a photo of it here in my file.
Yeah, maybe I have to.
I have a photo looking towards
Maybe
the
I have to stop the share and then reshare. There we go. Can you see that?
Coming up. Yep.
yes.
Okay. So here's the deck that's been constructed just off of the rear of the premises. It obviously encroaches into a rear setback. It's interesting that at least the interpretation in our bylaws that a deck, as opposed to a patio, is a structure that requires relief from setbacks. You can see there's a large brick stone patio in the rear that would not need relief, but a deck is treated as a structure and therefore does require relief in this case. I think that's all I have, unless Megan and Brendan, if you have anything additional that you'd like to suggest to indicate. But I think it's a pretty straightforward matter. We request that that you, Ms. King, grant the relief that's been requested.
Okay. So is there anybody out there in Cyberland that might want to speak on this?
There are no hands raised.
Okay. Then I will close the evidentiary portion of the hearing and deliberate on this right now. This is an unusual deck. It's very low. Typically, decks are high, and the reason that they need to have hearings on them, getting special permits and so forth, is because with activity outside of a home that typically is high, as a, like maybe a story high even, that activity can get over fences and gets loud and so forth. Whereas something that is of very modest height, as yours is, the need for that doesn't appear to be quite so strong. And given that it's been in place for a while and you haven't had wild parties out there apparently that have made your neighbors say, "Oh my goodness, why did we ever let them move in?" It sounds like this is a patio that is constructed of something other than what a patio would be constructed of. But it mimics a little bit more of a patio than a deck, and it's modest height. I'm really looking at the modest height of this and how it kind of blends into the with the couple of steps there on each side. It kind of blends into the yard very naturally. So I think that this is something that you've got the neighborhood support for. It's not something that appears to be anything that is going to be it's going to create any problems with the neighborhood. So I am approving your request for that special permit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great.
Congratulations.
Thank
Thank-
you.
And Jenny, if it's helpful to you, I'm prepared to prepare a draft of decision for your review.
That would be great, Ned. Thank you.
Right. Happy to do
Okay. Have a good
Thank
evening,
you.
all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
So we've adjourned.